Hello everyone, I'm Sangeeta. Welcome back to my channel Green Fingers. I had made an orchid garden tour video and put it last week, and it was well received. Thank you so much for all your response and your comments. So today I have bought a few more plants that has bloomed this week to show it to you. Actually, I had to move my plants from outdoor to indoor because of the rain outside. So all the plants I got it inside only to show it to you. So let us go and see what are the new plants that has bloomed, the new orchids that has bloomed. Let's see that. The first plant here is a Phanelopsis. These Phalaenopsis has bloomed this week, and here this spike, everything is bloomed. Here a few more buds. This is an orange phals with a purple tongue. These Phanelopsis is kept on terracotta pot, and the medium I have used is charcoal. So this is only charcoal. So this was hung inside the greenhouse. The roots are very healthy, as you can see. So it's not a very old plant, but this plant is definitely 2 years old. These roots have got stuck to the pot as well as to the medium. See, the roots are all stuck. So it's a very healthy plant, and it's a frequently flowering plant. You can make out a plant which is frequently flowering from the spikes that come. This spike is generated from this leaf, above this leaf, and again on the next leaf you can see the second spike. See, so that shows that it is a frequently flowering plant. The next one is a Dendrobium Orchid. This is a lilac color flower with purple color inside. This is the mother plant, and this was a keiki which I removed a year back or so, and that's also bloomed. So this is the mother plant. So there was a question regarding Dendrobium keikis. How do you propagate Dendrobium keikis? You can see the Dendrobium keiki here. This is a keiki. If I wish, I can remove this keiki, but if I don't, then I can leave the keiki as it is on the plant also. It's not mandatory that you have to immediately remove a keiki. So it's got a lot of roots here. Unlike Phalaenopsis, Dendrobium will have lot of roots. The keiki will have lot of roots. So you can take this off and you can propagate it. Propagating a keiki plant, I have shown it in my previous video. I hope all of you have seen that video. If not, you can just go through that, you will get an idea. Otherwise, just take a pot and use your potting mixture, whatever the medium you are using. Use that medium and plant that keiki, and it will grow in that. So you will have a separate plant. That's how you propagate keiki, Dendrobium keikis. So this is our second plant that is bloomed. It's a Dendrobium, as I told you. another dendrobium. It's a purple color dendrobium. The flowers are slightly velvety in texture. It's a dark purple dendrobium. This is another Phalaenopsis. It's a very small plant. Actually, this plant was had some disease. It was sick actually. It's slowly reviving. There was a fungal infection and it's slowly reviving. But it has bloomed almost 3 flowers and 1 more bud. It's a beautiful bloom. Small though, but very beautiful. The shape of the flower is also unique. This is a yellow phal that you saw last time, but this is a different plant. That plant is hanging there. This is a different bloom. It has got 2 spikes again. I have shown this plant last time, but not this particular one, but this same type I have shown another plant. This is a new flower. This is flowered 2 weeks back, and all the flowers have bloomed. This is also hanging on a coconut husk. The roots are also, you can see the roots. The roots are also very healthy and green. So this is that. I have one more plant, the same type. That is I've kept it in a pot. One spike is already bloomed and it is almost like 2-3 weeks old, so you can see the color difference of the flower. This is slightly, the color has gone slightly dull, but this is a new one. When it blooms, initially this is the color of the flower, and later the color turns and it becomes light yellow. So it is not necessary that you have to keep a Phanelopsis upside down. You can keep it on a pot also. Just be careful when you water it, there is no waterlogging on top, so that you can avoid crown rotting. The next plant is Avanda. Last time, I hope you all remember the Vanda that I showed. I had showed 2 or 3 Vandas, huge flowers in that. And that time this had not bloomed, and now it is bloomed. A few more to bloom, I think 4 or 5 more here. This is a lilac color flower, comparatively smaller flower compared to what I showed you last time. But it's a frequently flowering plant. The plant is also quite old and healthy. The roots, look at the roots are also green and lot of roots. And when you buy a plant, if you are in case buying a bigger plant and you want to know whether it's a frequently flowering plant, this is one good technique to see that. So see, now the flower spike is here, okay. So the previous one was there just 1 or 2 leaves below this spike. Can you see the spike here which has been cut? This was the previous one, and before that there was another spike here. You can see the next one here, the next one here. You know, so after each and every leaf there is a flower coming. So that is how you can make out that this is a frequently flowering plant. The roots are also very healthy and it's green and see the roots that is coming from the top. The roots have started from here, the new roots are growing here. So that shows the plant is very healthy. The next is one more Vanda, but this has got spots on it. Like the Vanda that I had shown last time with spots, this also has got spots and the flower is quite big. It's a purple flower, quite big blooms. There is no medium. I had kept this inside a plastic container and these roots have got entangled. Now you can't remove the container, but actually this container is not required. You can hang the plant as it is and it doesn't require any medium. All these are aerial roots and this will take all the nutrients from the water and from the fertilizers that you spray. It's a comparatively smaller plant, but the blooms are quite big. It's got beautiful spots on it. The next one is a Dendrobium. It's a greenish kind of a flower. It's actually green, you can call it green. Just see how many flower spikes are there in one plant. But you would have noticed that there are no leaves in the spike, in the stem. There is no leaf, everything is looking dead. This is the nature of orchids. What they do is, after a bloom or after some growth, they shed all the leaves and they stay very dormant. And this plant was like that for 1 or 2 months now, and then suddenly a lot of flower spikes came and started blooming. So now I can slowly see growth coming here. Can you see this? This is the only growth that is coming, this one. Otherwise, except this 1 or 2 leaves, there is absolutely no leaf in this big plant. The plant is quite old, and this plant was in this stage for almost like 2 months, and then suddenly all this flower spikes started popping out, and then huge flower spikes. Just see all this. See the number of flowers in these spikes. And it's a beautiful green color. So this is a nature of orchids. So in case if your orchid plants are shedding all the leaves and there is no leaf, don't think that this plant is going to die, especially a Dendrobium. The plant is not dying, the plant will stay in that kind of, it's kind of, you can say the plant is taking rest. So that is how these plants are. Dendrobiums do that, they take rest for a while. For like 3-4 months there won't be any growth. Whatever fertilizer you give, whatever care you take, the plant will not produce any growth or any flower. But you wait for 2-3 months and then you will definitely see growth or flowers in that particular plant. So that is thing people normally think that that plant is dead and they'll throw the plant out. Don't do that. Leave the plant as it is. New growth will come, and keep watering it. This is a mocara which I showed you last time. I just want to tell you that it has been more than a month since I shot that video, and just see the flowers, it's all intact. Not even a single flower has fallen, all the flowers are intact. So that shows that no, this flower stays for more than a month. So I just want to show you that, that's why I bought this plant here. This is actually a yellow flower with brown spots. And the flowers are old, but all of them are intact. This is another dendrobium, and this flower, this is a frequently flowering plant, but this plant has grown so big that it doesn't have much balance. So we had to shift it to a bigger pot. It's a beautiful flower. It looks like a spider actually, all these flowers. And one thing that I want to tell you is, in Phalaenopsis I told you not to cut the flower spike because keikis or new growth will come from the flower spike, but Dendrobium, that is not the case. If there is an old flower spike, please cut it, because this is of no use. It is just going to dry up there. So Dendrobiums, you have to cut the flower spikes when the flowers are fallen, but Phalaenopsis, you can leave it as it is. There are so many queries that have come in the comment section. I thought I'll answer a few of them. But this video, as after the plant tour, after the orchid tour, I think this video will become too long, and that will be difficult for me to upload a longer video. So I'll do one thing, I'll put it as a second video. So I hope you all enjoyed the orchid tour part 2 video. See you soon. If I can have green fingers, you can have them too. Plant something today and prove me right. Bye bye. See you in the next video.